Welcome to this episode of CGTN live stream. I am reporter Xinchen here in Wuhan, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak. So you can see that I'm wearing gloves. I have a goggle here, and I'm wearing 2 layers of masks. And why? Because this morning I was following the trails of the transfer of those people who have been close contact with coronavirus to here, a hotel converted to a isolation area for those people who have been in close contact with the coronavirus. But on this floor is for the for staff working here. They are leaving quarters, and right now this is a clean area, so that's why I'm not wearing my goggles. So it's just look around. It is a regular hotel room with the 2 beds here, but I've learned that only one person will be leaving in one room, so that they are also preventing, because for people who have been in close contact with the coronavirus, we're not sure if they have contracted the virus or not. So they are trying to separate people who have been checked in as well, so that they can prevent infections among these people. Even though this is a regular hotel room, and they put in some medical supplies right now, surgical masks right here. And this is actually one of the best, the most effective way to prevent people from the virus, the surgical disposable face mask. But this mask, people have to change it every 4 hours. And then they have a brochure for people to learn more about the coronavirus. And there is one page I think is quite important that I want to point out. So in Chinese, it reads why people who have been in close contact with the coronavirus should be in medical surveillance for 14 days. Because right now experts are telling us that the incubation time period for the virus is 14 days. So for the first 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks, people who have been in close contact with the coronavirus, they might not show a outward symptom. And they have a notebook right here, so they can take their temperature and take records of it. And they also have a thermometer right here. And so the people who are working here told me that they are going to check everyone who checked in here their body temperature every day. But also for people who are leaving here, if they want to take their body temperature, they can do it at their own will. And it's free of charge, free meal, free boarding, and free medical surveillance. And as I mentioned, it's just a regular hotel room, so it's pretty well equipped. It's a pretty nice hotel, to be honest. They have a shower room, a toilet, and everything that you expect in a hotel. So even though we have a door card here, but this won't actually, this is just for the electricity. This won't open the door. So it's locked from outside, so it won't actually open the door, because this is an isolation point. So for people who have checked into the room, only staff here can open the door for them. So they are doing somewhat of they are also putting up measures to isolate and prevent the people who have been in close contact with the coronavirus spread the virus. And 2 elevators. So this elevator right here, it says staff. So that means if I want to go up and down, I can still do it over here. But for the other elevator, there shows nothing here. I cannot really call this elevator, because this elevator is only for those people who have been in close contact with the coronavirus. And this is an isolated environment, and they are going to be transferred through a quarantine path outside of the complex, and there are perimeters put outside of the hotel complex to ensure no other people will enter. And come over here. So they also have this room for medical supplies. So it's down over the hallway. So I've learned. So for this isolation point, they have 3 shifts for doctors and nurses. For each shift, there is there are 3 doctors and 3 nurses and taking care of about 70. And this point will take in 70 people, but they have 3 shifts of doctors, 3 doctors and 3 nurses for each shift. And this is their storage for medical supplies. Right here we have the protective suit. I've learned for this specific isolation point, they need about 20 suits per day. And this is medical graded. And right here we have face mask. This is the one that they put it in the hotel room. I showed you guys a few minutes earlier. But for this kind of a mask, the simple surgical mask, surgical disposable mask, and the people who are working here told me that they are not running short on this, but they are running short on medical graded N95 masks. So I'm wearing a industrial graded N95 mask, but still this mask won't protect me if I want to enter into the isolation floors, which is actually from floor 10 to floor 15, which is 1 floor above me. And we have, gloves, disinfectant, and more medical supplies like cotton swabs right over there. So this isolation point is in the city's Wuhan district, around the downtown area. So in this district alone, there are 3 these kind of isolation points for people who have been in close contact with the coronavirus. And for this specific isolation point, they can take in about 70 people. And also learn another district in the city, they have 4 such isolation points, and they can take in about 350 people. And that is just another step to prevent the virus from spreading because for a lot of for people who, as I mentioned, the incubation period for the virus is 14 days. And some people, they might have contracted the virus, but they do not show any outward symptoms, and they need to be put under medical surveillance. And this is one of the efforts the city is trying to do. And also, right now in the city, there are 27 hospitals who are specially designated to treat patients confirmed with the coronavirus, but still running short on hospital beds. And 2 days ago, data from 2 days ago is that only fewer than 200 hospital beds are still available in the city, but there are thousands of suspected cases waiting to be checked and to be checked into hospitals. But the good news is that today, one of the 2 emergency hospitals, the Xinchen hospital, will take in their first batch of hospital. That hospital was topped up in only 9 days, just a little bit over a week. So the first batch of, right now what we're learning, is about 50 patients will be moved into the hospital today. And that hospital is said to be able to provide additional 1,000 beds. And we know in the second emergency hospital for coronavirus will be finished in 2 days' time and ready to take in patients by the end of this week. And that hospital is promising another 1,500 hospital beds. So I think that's all I have for now. And for everyone here in China, wear your masks. And for people, for our overseas viewers, and also please do wear your mask or do protective measures to prevent the contraction of this virus. And thanks for watching.